Welcome to today's edition of the Issues and Voice of the People TV. I am your host, Jerry Apelion. Welcome to the Issues, where we delve into the wide range of topics that impact our daily lives. Our team of senior analysts provides a deep insight and comprehensive overviews of the matters that affect people the most. Join us as we explore the complex discussions that shape our society, equipping you with expert perspectives to navigate the path ahead. We begin with the National Economic Council, talking about the NEC, advised President Bola Tinubu to withdraw the tax reforms bill from the National Assembly to enable wider consultations and build consensus. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde announced this after the NEC meeting, stating that greater alignment on the reforms is necessary and underscoring the importance of further discussions. And away from that, where Similayo Fubara, governor of Rivers, says he was ambushed to sign a peace deal with the Wike's camp. Fubara spoke on Wednesday during a non-denomination Thanksgiving service in Port Harcourt, the Rivers State capital. Still more, where the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, reported they have had significant success under Executive Chairman Ola Olukoyede's leadership, including the prosecution of 4 former governors and 2 former ministers in the past year. Still more, where Wike, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory FCT, highlighted the respectability of taxi driving as a legitimate means of income during the FCT Renewed Hope Youth Empowerment Program in Abuja, where he distributed 80 new cars for taxis. He encouraged beneficiaries to embrace their roles, countering the stigma associated with taxi driving in Nigeria compared to its acceptance abroad. All right, after this short break, we'll dig deeper into these topics and more. Don't go away as we continue our exploration. Welcome back. Let's now delve into the heart of our discussion. We started off with the National Economic Council, NEC, advising President Bola Tinubu to withdraw the tax reforms bill from the National Assembly to enable wider consultations and build consensus. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde announced this after the NEC meeting, stating that greater alignment on the reforms is necessary and underscoring the importance of further discussions. The withdrawal aims to benefit the country as a whole, he said, as the federal government has been working on new tax administration initiatives to enhance efficiency since a review of existing laws began in August 2023. However, the next recommendation comes in light of opposition from northern governors who recently rejected the proposed derivation-based model for value-added tax distribution, arguing that it does not serve the interest of the northern states. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by 2 esteemed guests. Here in the studio, we have Mr. Peter Anosike. Mr. Anosike is a philosopher, development economist, and best-selling author. He is also an erudite commentator on economy, finance, politics, and power. Great to have you.
Thank you for having me.
All right, also joining us virtually is Mr. Chris Paul Otaibe, an international chief correspondent and project director. Great to have you join us once again.
Glad to be here. Good evening.
All right, I want to start with you, Mr. Chris. What specific factors do you believe led the NEC to recommend the withdrawal of the tax reforms bill? And how might this decision impact the credibility of the Tinubu administration?
Well, the tax reform bill, here there are four components to that. But why it has become by itself on a good day, as I always say, is not a bad thing to reform your taxes. But in the case of Nigeria, there are so many complications to it. And one of them, I think, it has to do with tax distribution or the VAT issue, where I mean the one of the intentions is through that as you generate, you make money, you make the money well, you make as much as you generate or something like that, which makes perfect sense. And there was this controversy at some point that the Northerners pride themselves in destroying alcohol consumption. If you had a beer parlor, they'll destroy your restaurant or whatever and all of that because they feel, oh, it's Sharia and all of that. Uh, but they are enjoying the revenue from alcohol VAT from the South, So that controversy, I think, created an issue at that point, and I think that's what is coming to haunt us here right now. One, but two, it also there's also an underlying word that we normally use, restructuring of the country, whereby we're saying, okay, um, uh, let every state, let every state, how do I put it? Let every state uh, own their own VAT, collect their VAT and all of that. Because if every state were to collect their VAT, there won't be a problem. So if you like, destroy alcohol factories and whatever and all of that, and as much as you get, you use, you know. But really, that also speaks to the point whereby we say that also speaks to the logic that brings off that creates federalism, the federal structure, whereby we're saying states come together, the states come together, so to form a federal structure. But in Nigeria, it's another different story entirely. But we are talking logic here because this particular issue brings us to that logic whereby we're saying uh, let every state collect their own taxes, collect their VAT, and then remit a certain part to the federal post. That was what actually was happening before when we had regional structure.
Okay.
So uh, yeah, so I think each time that's why I shy away from all this detailed thing because the logic is always there.
All
The
right.
logic is always there. The logic is this: the state, when you drink a beer, it is in the state you drink the beer. When you buy something, it is the state you buy that something. When you pay for something, it is in that state. So let that state will collect that money, that tax or whatever it is, tax on whatever you buy, and then it's the responsibility of the state to remit to the federal government. Not now, not the federal government just collecting everybody's taxes, and then they're deciding to give you what they think is due to you. That's one on one hand. Then on the other hand, uh, um, tax. The Northerners also have a point. What they
So
for
what
now
you are
for
saying is
days now
that
for
what you're trying
hold
to
on
say,
please hold
Mr.
on for
Chris.
now for days. Yeah, hold on. Let me just conclude on my thoughts. For days now,
Okay.
they've not had lights.
Okay.
They've had insecurity. Economic activities have been destroyed in their area. How do you expect them to generate economic activities enough to pay taxes? You know. So and then the third of what led to this is harmonization of taxes. There are so many taxes across levels of governance. Local government, state government, federal government collecting the same taxes from the same people. So there's a need. So there are pros, plus, and minuses for this, really. But essentially, the logic is two things: let the states collect their taxes, then let there be a harmonization of these tax collections, and then the third one, let so that when the states are collecting their taxes, the distribution will not be a problem. You make as you collect, or I don't know how I want to put it. So that is this these are the issues on ground.
All right.
For me, yes. Anyway, that let me just hold my thought there.
Okay. Let
Thank
me
you.
go to Mr. Anosike. Is it that the fear of the North is the beginning of wisdom for any presidential, for any president planning ahead of any elections? Would be the reason why they decided to shift ground and are asking that it should be pulled out, and then there should be a proper review and proper consultation.
Well, this issue, this current issue, is 110 years old. It didn't start today and it's not going to end today. I said it on your program that a deficit of 500 pounds was what led to the amalgamation of Nigeria. Just 500 pounds was the reason why Lord Lugard brought the Northern Protectorate and Southern Protectorate together.
Yeah.
Because he was running a deficit of 500 pounds in the north, but was making profit in the south. To balance his book, he decided that to bring the north and the south together. So it is the Nigeria we have today is a product of 500 pounds deficit. And that deficit in the north has continued up to today. That's why I told you that this issue is 110 years old. Understand me? 1914 to 2024. And mind you, what led to American Revolution is tax. Because the British that colonized America then felt that they were being overtaxed. So this issue of tax has been a problem for a long time. The issue is this: one, the North, they are Hishba. Anywhere they see beer in Kanu, they will go and break it, throw it away. But some of us know that water bottle they used that to carry, they used to put alcohol inside it. And the people will think that it is water. So in the open, they don't drink alcohol, but in secret, they do drink alcohol. Now, these people, you are breaking bottles of beer because your religion forbids you from drinking alcohol. But you want to take VAT that comes from alcohol. Isn't it a hypocrisy? So it's just like somebody who said that he doesn't eat meat, but will use his teeth to cut meat and share that to people. Understand me? So this is what is happening. This northern Nigeria has been drawing southern Nigeria back with regard to the development. But they use numbers, force population to hold the South in check. Because politics is about numbers. But the truth is that numbers is not there. The number they claim, which makes all the South to be afraid of them, is not there.
Is it that the president is aware of this undue advantage? That is why he's trying to use this new tax reform to correct it.
He is aware of it. He is. Every Nigerian, even Northerners are aware of it.
So why are they against it? Because they want the undue advantage to continue, or what?
Because this undue advantage has been there for a long time. And they say when evil lasts for some time, it becomes a norm. So it has become a norm. That's why you heard some time ago that Northerners own over 90% of the oil wells in River State. They boast about it, that the oil wells in River State is their own. So Tinubu is panicking because northern governors say you must not implement this thing. And if he implements it, they may ensure that he will not get to 2020 to 2027. That's why they are not going to. That is why Makinde is now, because Makinde is also eyeing 2027. That's why he said, let us withdraw this thing, understand, and review it. So the South always panic be, panic when or the North say no. You understand me?
Is it because of the numbers?
Because of the false numbers. But I have done my research. The numbers that they are claiming is not there. Because one day I was in Adamawa State. I was a member of a World Bank team on SDG. Understand? That's no MDG, minimum development goal. So we went to Adamawa State. Understand? Then from yonder, we are that's on a bus, a coastal bus. The governor, Motana Nyako, was sitting beside me. We ran 2 hours from yonder to one local government. You know, Adamawa is very big. It was carved out of the old Gongona state. We ran for more than 2 hours without seeing a house. I told that government, excuse me, we have run for 2 hours without seeing a house. Where is the population of the north? I heard that the north is more populated than the south, but I'm not seeing that the population. And the governor told me, now so I hear. Understand me? He cannot tell me, yes, it is true. Because if he had told me it is, I will tell him, prove it to me. Understand? But the Britain rigged the census for them, rigged the election in 1959 for them, because the North did not fight them during independence. It is on the South that fought them. That's why they decided that to punish the South and favor the North. That is still happening up to today.
All right, let's go forward to the next conversation where the very, very interesting report emanating for River State, and it's been back and forth in the fight between talking about the current FCT minister's camp and the present governor of the state, talking about Similayo Fubra. He says that he was ambushed to sign a peace deal with Yeson Wike's camp. Fubra spoke on Wednesday during a non-denominational Thanksgiving service in Port Harcourt, the River State capital. The event was organized to commemorate the botched attempt to impeach Fubra on October 30, 2023 by lawmakers loyal to Wike. Fubra and Wike, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, have been at loggerheads over control of the political structure of the state. The feud between the duo has sparked a political crisis in the state, which has led to conflicting court orders and polarization of the Rivers House of Assembly. Remember, in December 2023, Fubra and Wike signed an 8-point resolution deal to end the feud. Meanwhile, the Federal High Court, recently sitting in Abuja on Wednesday, barred the federal government from releasing further monthly allocations to River State. The court, in the judgment that was delivered by Justice Joyce Abdullah Malik, specifically restrained the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, from allowing the state to draw funds from the consolidated revenue account. In response, the Rivers State government on Wednesday appealed the Federal High Court Abuja's judgment, which restrained the Central Bank of Nigeria from further releasing allocations from the federal accounts to the state. All right, let me go to Mr. Chris. Fubra claims he was ambushed into signing a peace deal with Wike's camp. What does this suggest about the power dynamics in River State? And how might this perception affect his leadership moving forward?
Oh, well, I really don't know what to say at this time about the Fubara Wiki case, but I'm more concerned about the recent very, very uh, poor judgments given by Justice Joyce Abdul Malik to ask the CBN to stop further allocation of to the River State government. That for me is the height of the crisis that didn't need to be there. As for me, I keep saying that it's about Fubara. if Mubarak can stand his ground one way or another, well, maybe he's doing it the best way he knows how to, because that's what all this boils down to. I mean, flip the script back to when Wike was governor, just like him, of the same River State. Who dares anybody to try what they are trying on him now in the same River State? Who dares? Who dares? Some bunch of lawmakers, they call themselves, or politicians who found their way into the House of Assembly of River State, they had the temerity to while active as elected members of PDP, of the PDP party, or PDP in the House of Legislature. They decamp to APC. Continually, they are effectively out of that house. Continually, by logic, by every common sense possible and available on earth and in heaven and on earth. But they are the ones that Wike is using to challenge this man, who is the governor, chief executive officer, chief security officer of the state. Did anybody dare that in its time as governor of River State? That's number one. I said on this platform that Tinubu does not recognize the books. He does not recognize the text. He does not give anything. He's just writing it through proxies, agencies, institutions, and individuals and instead of states. This Joyce, I don't care who she is. Did she not go to school to know that there's a precedence? There's a jurisprudence, there's a precedence. In 2004, when Vice President Oshibajo was Attorney General of Lagos State and he secured a judgment against the federal government who wanted to withhold state funds to Lagos State. Supreme Court. And she rushed within 48 hours to deliver a judgment. Does that not connect to what I'm saying? That this government, do you think she acted on her own? Never. She went to school now.
Okay, let me go to Mr. Anosike.
She knows the rules, she knows everything.
All right. Okay, let me go to...
Do you understand?
Okay, Mr. Chris, definitely you're just pointing out to the impartiality
I just wanted to conclude before you cut me now.
Okay, you were just mentioning the impartiality of the judiciary in terms of judgment that supposedly they're supposed to act as an independent body when it comes to separation of powers between the judiciary, the executive, and of course the other arms of government. But it looks like you're trying to point out that there's undue influence from the executive on the judiciary, which is not good for any democracy, for there to be any form of democracy in a country like Nigeria.
Let me conclude my thought before you cut me. It is evident that is what is happening. And I am saying to you and to Nigerians, we just keep talking, discussing these details, chasing these shadows, that Justice Joyce Abdul Malik will not get that if she doesn't. She knows that what she did was wrong. I'm not following any books because they are not following any book. Because what she did was wrong. It was abominable. But she couldn't have done it acting alone. She's acting based. She acted via Wike's influence, and Wike had the guts to influence her because he had Tinubu, the president, commander-in-chief, behind him. This is just the fact. Let's stop playing grammar and talking the books and texts. We do not exist in their books. So that's what I'm saying. That the final thing I want to say here is this: the goal of all of this, stopping state funds, using illegal legislators now to disrupt and disturb a sitting governor's work and deprive the state and its people of their rights to state funds, because that means health. People health will be affected, workers may not be paid. So many things will be stopped. disrupted. The goal is to make that state ungovernable for Fubara. That's where all of this is heading to. And that's what I keep saying. That they finally accept Fubara stands his ground. Let him also go back. What did Wike do in his time? Because Wike too had challenges that he withstood and overcame. Let him to find a way to fight Wike and his principal and their proxies, so that he can govern that state in peace. He had less than 3 years for his first tenure. So that's where we are, man.
All right. There's been a lot of information flying all over social media that the governor has made a move to fight back in shutting down NNPC and oil companies in River State, of which those in Rivers are coming out to debunk it. That is not true. It's all a figment or a plan to make the state ungovernable for Fubara, since it looks like it's a battle drum, but it looks like the people are on the receiving end. And since we have not learned from what has happened in the past.
There's a saying that when two elephants fight, it is the grass that suffers. So it is the people of River State that is suffering, because now development has been stalled in River State. Progress has been stalled in River State. Fubara has been the accountant general of River State since 2010. So he must have stolen a lot of money. So he's no more a poor man. It is the people of River State that are suffering this. And they should also know who their enemy is, that it is Wike that is stopping development from going on in River State. For what the judge said, as I'm sitting down here, I don't have any respect for any judge in Nigeria. To me, I see them the way I see the touts on Lagos Road. Because 99.9% of them are corrupt, are compromised, are complicit. Because this is a clear case that the Supreme Court has settled. Understand me? This is a case that the Supreme Court has settled. And every year, law books are published where important cases are cited in those books, so that you can make references. In a case between so and so person, this is how this issue was settled. But as Chris said, they are no more making use of those law books. They are just reading the mind of Wike and Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Because somebody who did not go to law school should not even make a mistake, because there's already a precedent.
Well, Wike is supposed to be a lawyer, for instance.
Well, his teachers should be ashamed of him. Whoever taught Wike should be ashamed of him. Understand me? There are already precedences. Then in this issue of Martin Amawone and others, there's a recent precedent of Ben Ayade and the lawmakers in Cross River State. When Ben Ayade was confused by Tunde Yusuf, that if he crossed over to APC, they will give him presidential candidate ticket. He crossed over. Those in River State Assembly that crossed over with him lost their seat. There's another precedent in Ebonyi State when the same Tunde Yusuf confused Dave Omahi, that if he cross over to APC, they will make him governor, make him president. He crossed over, and some of his state house of assembly crossed over with him, then lost their seat. Because this is what the Nigerian Constitution said. And Supreme Court has deliberated on it. So why are those judges going against the Supreme Court and the Constitution? Understand? So that's why I don't have respect for these people. And in this Fubara and Wike issue, it is the Rivers people that are suffering, not Fubara, not Wike. So in the next 3 years, there will be no development in River State because FOBRA will be focusing on how to fight Wike instead of focusing on how to bring a dividend of democracy to his people.
All right. What about the story about him shutting down oil production in the state? Does he have the power to
He
do
doesn't
that as a
have
state
not even
governor?
power. He doesn't have the capacity to do that.
As a governor?
As a governor, there are certain things that because of your office you cannot do.
Okay.
Because it will be, understand
Are
me.
you sure?
As,
I think I don't know whether Mr. Chris maybe wants to disagree with
okay,
you.
okay, okay.
Mr. Chris, I don't know whether you want to disagree or agree with him on the
Yeah,
position that the
yeah.
governor doesn't have
No,
the
no,
power
no,
to
not
stop.
really. No, not really disagree like that. I just want to say that, you know, when you throw gentleman process aside, everybody becomes garage. So you use everybody plays garage, motor park. You use what you have, a weapon or as a tool. My man, that guy is the governor of the states. Whether federal government has the power to withdraw or use security, federal security against him on might or not, he still has some powers, man, within that state system. So if he's telling you he can shut down that place, he's not maybe telling you, oh, through the normal institutional instrument available to him or that gives him that right. He is also a Rivers boy, but he's in power there. He's the governor. So we are talking raw, crude. Everybody's going raw and crude. That's what's going on. For him to, in fact, on a good day, he shouldn't have uttered such a word. But for him to utter it, he was pushed. That's not a gentleman thing from a governor to say. So if he says it, maybe it slipped out of his mouth, but because on a normal, maybe another governor will hold it in his hand and then start pressing button from underneath him, from behind. So if he's saying it, he's trying to tell you that if you want to turn my state into anarchy, I can even help you further in my own interest, not in yours. That's where we are. Let's face this thing. That's what I'm trying to let Nigerians know. They are pushing Fubara. And some people have already, some militants are coming up. Do you think those militants are stupid? So let's face where we are going. You know, you know, once the foundation is bad, everything, nothing you build on it will stand. The court, the judiciary that brought Tinubu into power is what is causing us this crisis. We will continue in this crisis as far as this guy is there. Let's stop deceiving ourselves as Nigerians. That is the fact.
All right.
Because even Buhari, his president, who came in, who had his own very, very, very ugly issues, he had a little bit of, of respect. I said a little modicum of respect for the rule of law. This guy has no regard for the rule, nor has no respect for the law. It is what he wants, how he wants it, with whom and when he wants it. That must be done. We are living in a Tinubu era. I keep saying it looks like I'm just Tinubu. I'm not Tinubu crazy. This is the fact. This is the reality, and we're seeing it by every moment, by every crisis. So we are better know that than no peace. That's just what I want to say. Thank you.
All right. In light of the escalating tensions and conflicting court orders, what implications is this going to be for the political landscape of River State? Because now it looks like everybody is fighting and forgetting that a lot of things are going to be affected on the long run.
Development is being affected. Understand? Quality of life is being affected because they are living in danger. That's at this point in time. Understand? They are living in danger, and again, foreign investors coming are also being affected because you cannot go to anywhere there's anarchy. You cannot go to anywhere there's no justice system. So a lot of bad things is happening in River State, and I have told you that River State was not created in good faith. It was not created for development. Gowon created a River State in May 27, 1967 to sabotage Biafra. Understand? So since then, that bad faith has been following Rivers up to today, and it's not going that to stop. So it has been one betrayal to the other. Understand? So, and I've not seen it coming to an end.
Pretty sad. All right, time really fast spent. We would have loved to deal with the Economic Financial Crimes Commission doing an appraisal of their functions and, of course, their success under their new chairman. Talking about the executive chairman,
It's a high. It's a high.
I say that
Where's Yahaya Bendo?
he's been tried in absentia. All right, so, Mr. Chris, we would like to leave you with some parting shots before we go.
Oh, well, the party show, I guess you are quickly talking about it, the FCC chairman celebrating his prosecution and all of that. You don't celebrate prosecution, you celebrate conviction. So, and then, like I always say, it still connects to foundation, the foundation analogy. You don't build nothing on a nonsense foundation. The governors, you are prosecuting what they call governors for stealing. Yeah, Ribadu, who is the NSA, now prosecuted the president for stealing. He's still there today. And so many things. So if that one is still there, do you think any FCC would succeed in prosecuting any governor, let alone convict them? So, well, we are still on it. That's just it. That is it. We will continue to go round, around and around, but no movement. All motion, no movement. Thank you very much. That's my parting shot.
All right, thank you very much. Your parting shot, Mr.
I will have wanted. I will have that. Did they mention the names of the four governors that they prosecuted?
Definitely.
Were they mentioned?
Yeah, they were mentioned. They said the
Yes,
key
Bello,
figures:
Fatah.
Yaya Bello,
all
Abdul
that.
Fattah Ahmed of Kwara State,
So-
Willie Obiano of Anambra, and Dairos Ishaihu of Taraba.
They were prosecuted.
It sounds very funny.
Obiano is in the United States.
Okay.
Obiano is in Houston, Texas, as we speak.
Okay, chilling. Chilling and having fun.
Good night. Good night.
All right, thank you very much. There you have it.
All right.
There you have it, definitely. Someone said if they explain the country Nigeria to you and you understand, definitely they are not explaining Nigeria definitely to you. All right, that's much we can take on this edition of The Issues. We thank you for joining us. Catch us again tomorrow at the same time on our YouTube channel, Voice of the People TV. Stay connected with us on our other social media platforms at VOP TV Live. I am your host, Jerry Appiah. Good evening.